Welcome to the Curlcast, a podcast dedicated to detangling the pros and woes of curly hair. We're your hosts, Angel
and Mira.
And today we're going to be talking about something quite close to my heart, and that is curl envy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason that this is so close to my heart is because recently, because we've started the Curlcast and because now we've followed all these curly people and, you know, we're constantly on social media trying to, you know, like embrace the curl, you know, help educate people. I am constantly bombarded with all these beautiful women with the most beautiful curls I've ever seen in my life. And
who've been like transitioning for years.
Yeah.
Or like they've transitioned for years.
Yeah. And their natural hair game is like 6,000 levels above where we currently are. But
100%.
like you just can't help but look at them and just wish that you had their hair, and like you kind of just ignore all the work and all the effort and all the time and all the tears that they've put into their hair because you just see them and you see you and it's the same day and you're like, well, why can't that be me right now?
Or it's the same product and you're like, what even? Like, yes, it works, but not as good as like on them. I think the first person that comes to mind when you say that is Jamie Jo.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like, it's not even just like her envy because like she's been natural for so long. It's like her envy because like my curls will never be like hers. Like they're not the same type.
Yeah.
So it's just every time I open like our Instagram and I see her post, I'm like, oh, I love her, but I also want her hair.
Yeah, it's like I love her, but I hate her.
We love you though, if you're listening. By the odd chance, if you're listening, Jamie Jo, we actually really, really love you.
Yeah. Shout out. But yeah, so one of the things that we talked about quite early on in our podcast was curl types, and the reason why your curls, even though they might be at their healthiest state ever, might look so different to someone else's. And that's because your curl type is different, your hair coils differently, or curls differently, or waves differently.
And the way you take water is different.
Yeah, there's so many different factors that make your hair the way it is. And so in today's episode, we're kind of going to touch on, you know, what you can do for yourself and for the people around you to kind of uplift people and uplift yourself. Make sure that, you know, you're happy with the curls that you have, and maybe ways that you can accentuate the parts that you like and maybe take away the parts you don't like. For example, volume, you might want more volume or less volume, and we're going to try and talk about ways that you can achieve the look you want but still embracing, you know, the curls that God's given you. Right? Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, this topic really speaks to me because I'm just going through it at the moment. I just feel like my hair will never get better. Like this is the peak, and it's nice, but like,
trust
not
me.
like
Trust me, you're not there yet. Like the point that I know you could be, but honestly, the progress that you've made is phenomenal. And like, I'm so excited. I'm telling you guys,
excited.
like,
no, but
like
the same for her. I sent her a photo of herself maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
and
ago.
even then, like, her curls are popping now.
Yeah, and those curls that I had done in the thing were also with curling iron, so it was even worse.
Yeah, no, but like you were trying to accentuate your natural curls.
Yeah,
so like you could see at her roots, like her curls weren't curling at all.
Yeah, so I've come a long way. That's for sure.
I think we've come.
Yeah, you especially. Like I'm so blown away by. Anyway, let's not get off track. We're going to talk about how to stop curl envy. So we've written down a few things that we've come up with. Ways that we've kind of tried to help ourselves in the sense where we look at people and we can appreciate and admire, but not wish any, not
like
self-deprecate.
Not self-deprecate or like chip away at our worth. From it, you know?
Don't detract from all the effort and the time that you've put in just because someone else has had the chance to put in way more. You know?
Or like just God made them that way. Like, you know, like for me, I don't like volume, and like God gave me like the biggest volume hair ever, but like made me that way for a reason. He made someone else without volume for a reason. And yes, I could envy them, but they could want my volume.
This is literally the boat.
This is like our friendship right now. No, but I mean like, it's just the way you were made as well, to embrace who you are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that kind of brings us on to our first point, which is remember your journey. So remember that the stage that you are right now with your curls. So a lot of the people that listen to us are transitioning or are learning more about their hair. So one of the things that we want to push especially to you guys is just remember where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to that point where you can look back, honestly, it's the best feeling. Like you'll
take a photo.
Yeah, take photos, progress shots. Like it's kind of like
you don't even have to
program.
post them. Just like keep them for yourself and look through them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just remember where you are. You are kind of at like beginner level novice, and then you get people like God tier. You can't compare yourself to them because they might have been at the same shoes as you, but at the same time, you'll get to God tier as well eventually. If you take care of your hair and you learn what it needs, you'll be able to get there too. But just don't forget that it is a long process before you can get there.
So that's something I've had to come to terms with, is that it might be like a 2-3 year journey for me. So
I mean, it was for me too, to be honest, but it's so gradual that even if you do straighten your hair every now and then, like if you gradually take care of your hair and understand that it'll take time, it doesn't feel as long as you think. Anyway,
that's true.
All right, realize that your curls are not the same as hers/his. So we kind of touched on that before.
You may not have a curl twin, they may not exist, and that's fine. But I think if you have this mentality of, okay, my curls are my curls, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try promote them to be the best that they can be, the healthiest that they can be, you won't need to compare yourself to other people's hair. What you can do instead is learn from them. So if they have similar hair type, you can learn or similar porosity, you can learn what products work for them and you can try them and what techniques work for them. But at the end of the day, experiment and figure out what your hair needs. And I think, once you start doing things for your hair and not because, you're not because this influencer said to do it, then things would be different.
Yeah. And that kind of brings us on to the next one as well, which is keep experimenting with products.
Such an expensive hobby, though.
It is so expensive. It may do some damage to your wallet, depending on what products you buy.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I've dropped about $300 in the last month.
Wow, that's impressive.
On products, which is basically like my entire pay. For being a tutor.
Well, look, this is your passion and your hobby, so you can't say that it's a waste. You can't say that it's a waste, mostly because, we do this for you guys, and this is something that we are both super passionate about. And I mean, you're on a really, what's the word? You're really committed to your journey, you know?
I'm on a thorough journey. I'm doing scientific experiments on my hair. And I'm noting down which products I've used that day and what technique I've changed today. And
what ingredients might be affecting your hair negatively. For example, you did a lot of protein-related treatments and they just did not agree with her hair. So she knows now to avoid proteins as much as possible
unless if absolutely necessary.
Yeah. So, the odd bit here and there, but nothing too intense on the protein.
Yeah,
so,
I can't do regular protein masks. So. Yeah. But I mean, experimentation with products is really important because it builds on the fact that you need to figure out what your hair likes, not what someone else's hair likes.
Exactly.
And there are some holy grails for some people that just won't work for you, and that's fine. Yeah. And there are some that will.
Yeah. So just make sure you educate yourself on what your hair needs, because once you educate yourself on what your hair needs, you'll be able to find, better products that work for your hair and techniques, that maybe to avoid on special occasions, for instance, or times where you want your hair to be, the best it can be. You know exactly what products to use, exactly what techniques to use, and you can avoid all those bad hair days as much as possible if you educate yourself enough to know what your hair likes and what your hair doesn't like.
Yeah,
and
that's really important.
Yeah, that brings us again to the next one, which is...
Educate yourself.
No, we just said that one.
Oh, okay, no, because I wasn't sure, because you didn't.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we kind of did 2 in 1 in that one.
That's all good. This one hurts. Be ready to stick it out through the bad hair days. I've had 3 weeks of bad hair days, and I think this is the first one in a month.
Well, good thing we're on camera then.
Yeah, I know. It's the first one in a month where my hair's actually decent. And yeah, honestly, it's so tempting to wash your hair out on a bad hair day. Don't. Like, as in just stick it out, because you don't want to like overwash your hair or like, you know, just not do healthy, like over, like for me, if I like comb it too much, like then it kind of like falls flat and then it becomes poofy. So I don't know, like resisting the urge on a wash day when it fails to like do it again tomorrow is really hard. But there's like remedies, like you can do like protective styles, or like you could put your hair in a bun and like curl your fringe or something. Like there are remedies around it. Yeah.
So yeah, just be ready. You will have those days where your hair isn't as good as it could be or as it has been.
It can be terrible.
And you might be again on social media or see someone and you look at them and you love their hair and you wish your hair was like theirs, but don't worry, it's just the beginning. It's just a phase. Don't worry, it's just the beginning. You'll learn what you need for your hair and you'll learn what to avoid and you'll learn how to avoid having those bad days. But at the beginning, it's a journey, you know. You'll have bad hair days because you're experimenting, and that's good, that's healthy. That's how you learn. So be ready, but
and sometimes it's your hair's way of responding to like change. So your hair could be getting into the healthy stage but just needs to look bad for the meantime. You know,
you just have to embrace the things that you can't change, which is the next one. So basically that just means if your hair just curls a certain way, for example, my hair curls quite tightly, whereas I always wanted, not like coily, it's not coily, but they are quite small curls, and I always wanted those bigger curls, you know, like JB Joe. But she has much less hair than I do apparently, and she also has looser curls than I do, and I can't change that. I can't change that God has made my curls like this.
And I want Angelique's curls.
I honestly, I don't know what curl type your hair is, because we were talking the other day and you said it might have changed, like, or you might see a difference.
Like, I think it's on the looser side now, like that it doesn't hold, like it depends. The back holds really well, but the front is very loose. Like I can't see the front of my hair ever curling. And the thing is, I don't have heat damage because I've grown it out for 2 years, but it's just, I don't know, I just see like a 3A texture maybe coming along, and it's just weird.
Yeah, it's confusing.
And
even now, we've done so much research and we're still confused.
I'm even getting to a point, like, what if my hair's just a straight poof, like naturally, like it's not even curly? Like, what if I'm a fraud?
What
like,
if you're a fraud?
What if I'm like on this curly?
I can say now you're not a fraud. I can see your curls.
But this is Denman brush. This is artificially made.
That's not true. A brush just helps define the curls that are already there. It helps for clumping. Anyway, don't listen to her. You're not a fraud. Just embrace things you can't change. Maybe your hair at the front will never be as tightly coiled as the back, but there are ways around that, and we're kind of going to talk about what you can do to kind of encourage certain habits in your hair and maybe kind of get the curls that you might want.
Yes, we're going to talk about that now.
Yes.
So we titled it What We Envy About Other People's Hair, because these are the things that we do envy about other people's hair. First one being definition. This is my biggest envy. There's nothing more that I envy from a person than the definition. Like actually seeing the curl, like the days that I see the curls in my hair are like my favorite days ever. Like nothing could bring me down. And definition from my end, like sometimes the Denman brush helps, but I've also found that like letting your hair be, like just doing like prayer hands, or like for some people raking it, and then just like
different techniques that we'll talk about.
Seeing what your hair will do, like letting your hair decide rather than you decide for it, if that makes sense. There are ways that you can persuade your hair, but at the end of the day it's going to do what it wants, and sometimes the best thing you can do for it is just to let it be how it wants. Otherwise you might end up doing more harm than good, and we always want to avoid that. So. Well, not necessarily harm, like it's just kind of counterproductive. Like it wants to go one way and you're trying to make it do the other way, and then it doesn't look like anything.
It's just like a weird straight squiggle or something.
But I guess in your case, Denman brush is very important.
I can't live without. Well, I can live without the Denman brush, but I prefer not to. The Denman brush is really good because I hate sectioning my hair. Like there's something about sectioning my hair that I just don't know how to do it. I can't.
Oh, I can't do it either.
I don't know what is wrong with me, but I can't like physically like see my hair and just know where to part it and what to do.
Oh, yeah.
If you're watching
I
me,
do
you
front
see
and
me
back.
doing weird stuff right now. But yeah, I basically do front and back
that's
as well.
it. Like those are 2 sections that I do.
And like we have enough hair that we should probably do like 5+.
Oh yeah, easy. Like we can do way more.
Yeah, but we just can't.
And we don't have time.
Yeah,
we're busy people.
Yeah, exactly. The Denman brush kind of helps with distributing product without having to fully section the way that most people do. I mean, if we sectioned and use the Denman brush, it's probably going to be like next level results. But
so I actually did section this week a little bit. Like I did do like 6 sections, and yes, like my results are a little bit better. But like I don't know.
Is it worth it? The time and the effort.
It took me like 40 minutes after the shower.
That's too long. That is too long.
Look, I'm in finals. I should not be doing this. Like,
you can look bomb whenever you want.
Yeah.
Don't let exams.
No, it's not even about exams. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to put like the same stuff in and not like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what experimenting's for. So that next time you're ever in a predicament where you don't have time, you know what to do. Okay. Next one, volume. So a lot of people wish they had volume in their hair. They might have really damaged roots and it just sits flat against their scalp. And a lot of the time, some people are scared of volume because they're so used to seeing their hair straight that when they see their curls and they see it at the top being really big, they kind of freak out because they're not used to seeing their head look like that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you now, all those girls that you love on Instagram that have amazing curls of your dreams, they have so much volume. And the only way that you can achieve that is to actually, you know, allow that product or allow that volume to exist. Yeah. So what I'd like to do, because I love volume.
I do not.
Yeah. Something that I always want that I never have. I actually have a bit today because this is 4 dead curls and I barely touched it. So my roots are quite big. And if I bring all my hair to the front. No, I didn't actually. I just I get my fingers, I put it through my scalp and I literally just shake like this, especially in the mornings after I've slept with it in a pineapple or something. It's like crazy. It looks so bad in the morning. I just shake out the roots. I make sure not to apply too much product or too much heavy product there. The only issue with that is sometimes it generates frizz. But if your curls are defined enough and it looks fine, then generally the frizz, like people don't tend to see frizz. Yeah. You see frizz. Like you'll look and you'll nitpick, but most other people won't even notice. They'll just see your curls and it'll be amazing. But definitely try to avoid heavier products if you want volume, especially towards your roots. Don't flatten your hair like this when you style, you know, like do this, brush away from your scalp, you know, allow the airflow. Whereas
in my case, you would do everything that she said not to do, because for me, volume is like immediate. Like as soon as I step out, my hair starts to expand to a rate where I can't see. So for me, I do put gel, like a lot of gel at the roots of every single section. Like as in at the root, I would like prayer hands a lot of gel at the top of the section.
Oh, really?
Just to make sure that it's uniform around my head. Otherwise, like it can go anywhere. Oh, it could actually go anywhere.
All right. Well.
And I still have like, as you can see, like it's not stuck. Like yes, I have my edges laid, but I mean like it's not stuck to my head fully. Yeah. It's just at the part, but like still space between me and my scalp. And I put gel. Like I put a lot. Like. No tomorrow.
Interesting. So there you go. If you want volume, avoid that. If you don't want volume, do that.
Yeah. We're just different experiences.
But I think we can both agree on the next one, and that's shine. Yeah.
Oil.
Or
like a really, really good curl cream.
Yeah. So I recently got a new product. I don't know if I should mention it because we do products of the week. But should I mention
Up to you.
Should I say it?
Up to you.
All right, I'll say it. It's the Cantu Define and Shine Curl Custard. So that's not an oil and it's not a cream. It's a custard. I don't know how else to explain it. It's barely even a gel. But that helps me get a lot of shine because just the way it was made is a shinier product. And that's really helped. But I do like to finish off my hair when I'm scrunching out the crunch. I like to put oil in my hands and then do it, because that'll leave like a nice, I guess, film, but not a damaging like film, not a silicone film, but a moisturizing or locking the moisture kind of oil.
Yeah, and what's important to note is that certain oils do that. So don't use olive oil or coconut oil. It's like argan oil, jojoba oil.
Yeah. Marula
oil, black castor, I believe, as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of influencers that you can find that have really good explanations about which one to use for moisturizing for like pre-poo and which one to use for sealing. Yeah. And pre-poo is just a pre-shampoo.
Yeah, she doesn't mean like before she goes to the bath.
Yeah, like
pre-poo is a very technical curly girl word. Okay.
Please don't take it the wrong way. But for me, oil, I don't actually scrunch out the crunch ever because I like the crunch. And it keeps my hair going longer.
Fair enough.
But I do use like the coconut curling cream from Cantu, and that has a lot of oil, and it's that I think brings out the shine by like day 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I don't need to scrunch out my gel.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Length. Oh, length. My hair grows.
I can't speak about this because,
Well, you got a haircut recently and your hair's already grown.
And like it's been like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like my hair grows quite quickly as well. I think it's a matter of shampooing your hair, to be honest. Like a lot of people, when they start going curly girl, they come across this thing called co-washing. Now, while I don't think co-washing is necessarily bad as a once-off or like
I co-wash regularly. Like I do 2 washes a week. I co-wash 3 times and then I shampoo on the 4th. So every 2 weeks I shampoo.
Yeah.
That's just because my hair's very dry and I don't want to strip it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But the issue is once you start putting too much heavy oils or like conditioning, moisturizing treatments on your scalp, it'll start to clog the pores there. It'll start to clog the follicles, and basically your hair will stop growing because it just can't breathe. Yeah. So something
and it will actually might fall out.
Yeah,
actually.
Your hair will start falling out a lot more because your hair just isn't used to, like your scalp needs to be clean. Right? Yeah.
So when I did that, like when I had my bad protein wash last time, I actually had to shampoo again, which was like the second time after I shampooed because, like my scalp was just built up for some reason.
Yeah.
So like I think listen to your scalp. Like as long as my scalp doesn't feel like there's build up, I use co-wash. But if there is, then I use shampoo. Just
don't forget to shampoo your hair because that will, not only is the act of shampooing your hair really good for your scalp, like the massaging is really good. But also just, making sure your hair's clean is really important to making sure your hair, maintains its length, it doesn't fall out and continues to grow.
Yeah.
All right. The last one is color. Now, Mira's hair is naturally this color, which I am so jealous of.
And on the camera, it probably just shows that I'm a regular brunette. I am very much a redhead.
Yes, she is a redhead. However, I am a brunette and I have colored my hair with bleach. So a lot of people are scared of bleach with curly hair, and rightfully so. Bleach can be super damaging. And if you bleach your hair too much, you run the risk of actually just killing it. And once you kill your hair,
you have to start again.
You can't revive dead hair. You can revive damaged hair, but once it's dead, it's dead. So just be really careful if you're going to color your hair. I love the color because it brings out my curls a lot more. But I do have to be really careful. My hair is a lot drier now than it was when it wasn't. I don't achieve as much shine. But again, it's a trade-off. If you're going to color your hair, do it safely. Make sure your hairdresser is aware of your curl journey.
Yeah.
Make sure she, doesn't lighten it too much in one sitting and just kill your hair. But
do it with a professional.
Definitely.
Don't do it at home.
Yeah, I've seen too many brand Mondo videos of hair fails. But I love it, but don't let that be you, please.
Exactly.
I don't want to see you on brand Mondo's
most of them
channel.
are not curly people, so I feel like, no offense, I feel like they have less to lose because their hair just grows back the same, whereas us, it's like, seems like trying again. Like,
That's true.
But make sure, and Olaplex.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mention Curls by Crispy had a post recently about her bleaching journey. So we can link that below.
Yeah, we'll link that.
But she did a good job, I think. think she complains that it's not the same, but her hair
it looks
popping.
amazing.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
That brings us to the end.
Thank you guys
podcast.
so much for listening.
We're sorry this took so long to come out. I've been sick. You could probably hear it a little bit. I'm not coronavirus. I got tested twice, negative both times.
Oh my god! Otherwise, I would have been like,
yeah. Could you imagine? Social distance.
Oh my god. Just to explain what happened. Our audio wasn't good at all last episode, and we realized way too late. And then
literally on the Friday we were going to post.
Yeah, and that's my bad because I've been swamped at university and I just haven't had time to edit as quickly as I usually would. And then Angelique unfortunately got sick, and so we couldn't film again. And now we're filming.
Yeah,
and
we're glad to be back.
We're glad to be back.
We hope you're happy to have us.
And we're sorry for the length of the podcast. I know that's like a constant criticism, but I can see the timer is long.
That's all right. 33 minutes. I mean, there's people that go on for 3 hours. Joe Rogan. I mean, if we did Magic Mushrooms with Post Malone, I don't know how many people would watch that, but I'm sure it'd be longer than 30 minutes. Anyway.
But yeah, we just really appreciate your support and your love, and everyone just constantly supporting us. Thank you so much.
We love you. Also, this is the
second last episode.
Is it second
one
last
more episode for the season?
For the season, but we'll still keep naming the episodes in chronological order so you can find them. But this is more just us saying, hey, we're going on a quick break because Mira's got exams.
Yes.
I need to focus on a few things myself, personal projects. So we're taking a hiatus, but
for 2 weeks.
We'll be back.
Or actually it would be like a month.
Yeah.
We're not filming.
You won't feel it.
But we also need to sort out the Curlcast things as well. We need to make sure that season 2 is better than season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in quality and everything, all good. And guests and so much to do. There's so much planned.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can have guests, seeing as coronavirus is there.
Hey, we only need one person under the roof.
All right.
That's all we need.
I'll leave face masks at the door.
Yeah, face masks, hand sanitizer.
Everything. The lot.
But please stay safe. If you're listening in Victoria, please, our hearts go out to you. Yeah, honestly, it's really, really heartbroken over what you're going through. And even in Sydney, in Queensland, all these cases that keep coming up, we're really heartbroken for everyone. And we just hope that you stay safe.
Yeah. Yeah. So stay indoors. Wash your hands. Listen to the police. Don't get fined. Because I saw a funny video actually of these 2 ladies in the Northern Beach, and they got fined for the second time. And then the lady's like, "What if I fell off a cliff? Are you gonna ban cliffs?" And I'm like, so dumb. Anyway,
and those
don't be that.
Don't
be those people.
Victoria that I heard about that got coronavirus and were told to isolate, and then they went out. Anyways, to do their dating.
Security guards, sleeping with people that they shouldn't be.
And then the army is now having to patrol the streets. That's a bit insane.
Everyone in Victoria, please just
stay indoors.
You got this. We believe in you. Just do it for the country. We
just want you guys to be safe. That's all. But thank you again. Follow us on Instagram at the Curlcast, and Twitter. I know we don't update Twitter, but follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Spotify at the Curlcast. YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm looking at you guys. I know everyone that follows us. No, I don't. I actually don't. But I know some people, and I will find you, and I will make you subscribe.
Using social distancing techniques, but we will cough. No, I'm joking. It's like a threat nowadays. Anyway, getting off topic.
Yeah, we've gotten off topic a lot, but you know what? We just love talking to you.
Yeah, we honestly miss being in front of the camera. We miss being in front of the mic.
So this is an exception to the rule. This is going to be a long episode. Deal with it.
Yeah, but we love you.
We love you guys.
Right.
Love you. Bye. See you in a fortnight.
I would say that, but are we coming back?
Yeah, we are. Coming back in a fortnight.
So, fortnight. See you in a fortnight.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.